my channel and Merry Christmas. I came up with this holiday look for you guys using the Storybook Cosmetics eyeshadow palette that I got in BoxyCharm. I was super excited to try this palette. I've never heard of this brand before, but I used this entire palette as well as the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. You guys can come up with your own variations to this look. If you don't want to do the green underneath, you could do maybe a pop of red underneath instead and do the green at the top. It's totally up to you how you guys want to do it. If you do recreate this look, don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Humnaglam, and be sure to check out my profile as well. Give me a follow if you're not following me already. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and if you want to see how I got it, then just keep on watching. Okay, first I'm taking the Body Shop Vitamin C Skin Primer and I'm applying that to my face. I just recently bought this. The Body Shop was having an amazing sale, so I highly recommend that you guys check it out. This primer is so smoothing. Instantly, it makes my skin look like it's like refreshed. And it smells like oranges, by the way. See how much difference that made just from putting on this primer? It's good stuff. Next, I'm taking the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer and I'm gonna color correct around my mouth and underneath my eyes. I have applied a little bit too much, but that's okay because I'm probably not going to use foundation today. And now I'm taking my beauty sponge and I'm just going to tap that into my skin. I ended up just using this Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer as pretty much a foundation because the primer that I put on my face before this wasn't set completely, so I kind of sheared it out with the primer that was already on my face. And it's giving me full coverage, so I don't need to go in with extra foundation. I'm just going to move on to concealer at this point. For concealer, I'm taking my Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade 290. Also taking my concealer to my eyelids to act as a primer, and I'm also tapping that right underneath my brow bone to clean up my brows because I did my brows before. To set all the places I concealed, I'm taking my Nye Luxury Banana Powder. I'm throwing it back to this powder because I want to see if this powder was actually good or was it just the hype. Remember when loose powders had just became a thing in the makeup world and everybody was going crazy over the Nye Banana Powder because Kim Kardashian's makeup artist used it on her? So I got my hands on it and I used to really love it back in the day when I used to use it, but since then so many loose powders have come out, so that's why I want to see if this powder was actually good because it was good or because somebody said it was good, because it's been years since I've last used this powder. Let this sit on my skin because my skin is dry lately. I just want to set it and then brush it off. Now to set the rest of my face and also wipe off this powder, I'm taking my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in medium golden. This face powder has like a sheen to it, so that's why I'm using it, because I know that the Nye Banana Powder, from what I remember, is very matte. My Hoola bronzer to contour and bronze my face. Actually not feeling this powder at all on my face, the Nye Banana Powder. I can't believe I used to use it so much and actually like it. It's so drying and I feel like it looks crepey. And then just to define my nose a little bit, I'm pinching my brush and just getting the sides of my nose. Then I'm going back into the brush that I used for the other face powder and I'm just cleaning up underneath my contour. Okay, for eyes I'm going to be using a combination of the Modern Renaissance palette and the Fairy Tale Storybook Cosmetics palette that I just got in BoxyCharm, so I wanted to test it out. I wish I got this palette before my last video because these green shadows would have been perfect for that. So I'm using Tempura to highlight my brow bone first. I'm using the Morphe M124 brush. Shit, shout out to 124. I'm taking this palette and I'm taking the shade Quiver right here, and I'm gonna be starting out my crease with that shade. shade Nottingham right here, and I'm going to deepen up my crease with that. I'm also switching brushes to the Morphe M573 for this. If you don't have this palette, you can use the Modern Renaissance palette if you have that. There's the same type of crease shades in this palette, so I would use probably Warm Taupe and Burnt Orange to get the same effect that I'm getting right now. I just wanted to try this because this is the first time I ever received BoxyCharm. I signed up for it, and I want to see how the products are that they sent. Now I'm switching to the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm taking the shade right here called Red Ochre. To quiver, and I'm going to blend over the red edges with that. Just going to keep overlaying the two shades until I'm happy with how the color payoff is looking. I'm taking the shade Maid Marian, and I'm going to be applying that to my lid. I'm going to be taking this shade right here called Primavera. It's like this soft champagne color, and I'm going to mix that into the first part of the gold. Just kind of change the tone of that yellow gold underneath by adding the champagne on top. It's still showing through, but it's not as strong as it was before. I have so much fallout, so I need to take care of that before finishing up my eyes. I'm taking my LA Colors I Love Makeup contour palette, and I'm going to be taking this shade right here, and I'm going to clean up underneath my eyes. And this will also help with that yellow tint that I'm getting on my face from the Nye Banana Powder. So I'm putting an excess amount of powder underneath my eyes so I can dust it off after I'm done because I'm getting so much fallout. Leave this like this and then finish up my eyes. Next, I'm taking Realgar, which is this orange color, and I'm going to add it on top of Red Ochre. Taking the NYX Epic ink liner, and I'm going to be lining my eyes. Before I do my lashes, I'm going back into the Storybook Cosmetics eyeshadow palette, and I'm taking this dark brown shade right here called Forest, and I'm just gonna tap that into the outer V to make it a little bit more darker. And to make sure it blends, I'm taking this small shadow brush that I was using to apply that gold shade, and I'm just gonna slightly go over the edges right here just to make sure it has a nice blend to it. Taking the Stila liquid eyeshadow in the shade Sunset Fire, and I'm going to be putting that in my inner corners for a nice pop. Lashes, I'm going to be applying the Ardell Demi Wispies. Lashes on, and now I'm just gonna go over the lash glue with my eyeliner again. I wanted to show you guys this clip because I always cut it out, but if you're struggling with lashes, you are not the only one, because I have serious eye sensitivities. Whenever I put eyelashes on, my eyes water a lot, and it's really hard for me to get them to stay. So what I like to do after is I always go over the glue, and it kind of reinforces the lashes to make sure that they stay in place. For my lower lash line, I kind of want to play with the green shadows from in here, so I'm taking Robin Hood, and I'm going to apply that first. I'm just taking that green, and I'm putting it all over my lower lash line, and then I'm going to switch to the matte green, and I'm going to use that for the rest of my eye. I'm keeping the shimmer only towards the first half of my lower lash line because I don't want the entire lower lash line to be shimmery. Right here towards the outer corner, I'm going back into the shade Forest, and I'm going to use that. I'm taking my Bad Gal Bang mascara, and I'm going to pop that on my top and lower lashes. And then I'm also going to just deepen up my contour too, since I already have this palette out, and I'm taking this dark shade right here. Blush, I'm taking MAC Peaches. Whenever I put blush on, I feel like it takes me from 0 to 100. I'm blending my under eye highlight into my blush, so I'm just going over the blush with that same brush that I was using to apply the light powder underneath my eyes. For highlight, I'm taking the Huda Beauty 3D highlighting palette, and I'm taking the shades Tahiti and Seychelles. Also applying a little bit above my eyebrow bone and then blending it in with my finger. The lightest hand when applying my highlighter to my forehead area, because if you press on the highlighter onto your forehead or any place where you have open pores, it's gonna make you look oily, not highlighted. So you want to keep that in mind when you're applying highlighter, like to your chin or the center of your forehead or even your nose, because those are areas where we naturally sweat. So you want to make sure that you're applying it in a way that it doesn't look like you're sweaty, it just looks like you're a goddess. And then I'm just highlighting my brow bone using the same highlighter that I have on my face, just to make it look like it's the same. Plus the eyebrow bone highlight that I applied from the Modern Renaissance palette kind of faded away with all the blending that I did for my eyeshadow. Okay, for lips, I have so many different options. I've went ahead and lined my lips using Makeup Forever number 12. It's just a neutral lip pencil. I don't know if I want to do a red lip or a nude lip. Actually, fuck it. I'm doing red. Using Ambreesh Cosmetics liquid lipstick in Own It. Taking the Sephora cream lip stain in 01, which is more of like a bright red, so I'm applying that to the center. To clean it up, because it's such a dark color, I'm just taking my face powder and I'm gonna wipe around the edges. To set my face, I'm taking the Farsali Rose Gold Skin Mist. I know a lot of people use this to prime their face, but my skin is really dry right now, so I'm going to use this to set it. And this is the final look. If you guys enjoyed this look, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, follow me on Instagram, leave me a comment down below of any future video requests you have for me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!